Hi everyone, I'm Luke, an expert Duolingo English Test teacher, and today we're going to take a look at a really difficult task on this test, and it is the 5-minute writing task. This task is really hard because you've got to be able to write logically and coherently, you've got to respond and answer the question directly, and you've got to show off all of your grammar and vocabulary in just 5 minutes. When I talk to students that have taken the Duolingo English test, I've noticed a really common feature, and that is that their production score typically is the lowest score on their test. The production sub-score includes your speaking and writing, and I think that students struggle to get a good score on production because they're not able to answer this question type well. So if that's you, this video is going to be so helpful for you. We're going to go over some of the key points of the 5-minute writing task, and then I'm going to give you some really useful tips to help you to organize your answer well and write with a logical and coherent structure. But before I start, if you think this video is useful for you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me a lot. Okay, well, let's get started by looking at some of the key points of this writing task. When you take the Duolingo English test and you have the writing task, it looks something like this. You have a question or a prompt on the left, and you have to write your answer in the box on the right. It says that you must write at least 50 words. If you are not able to write 50 words, then you will get the lowest score on this task. However, as I'm going to mention later on, I think you should be writing a lot more than 50 words. Luckily, on the Duolingo English test, they only give you this question type once in the whole test. There is another writing task, that is the describe an image task. You'll have that 3 times during the test, but for this 5-minute writing, you only have it once. And you have 5 minutes to complete. This is incredibly short for a writing task, which means you need to be very prepared before you take the test that you're going to be asked to think quickly and respond in writing quickly without planning. It's hard, but you can do it. So those were the key 3 points of this writing task, but there are other things you should consider, such as what style of writing are you going to be asked to do? And of course, how are you marked? What is the criteria? So let's take a look at that now. You can find information on the Duolingo English Test website about all of the tasks you are going to do. For this writing task, this is what they show us. It says that the independent tasks require test takers to describe, recount, or make an argument. These require the test takers to demonstrate more discursive knowledge of writing in addition to language knowledge. So there are 2 things to pay attention to here. Firstly is the style of writing you're going to be asked to do. There are 3 styles. Describe, recount. Recount just means to talk about your experiences, or you will be asked to make an argument. When you make an argument, you usually have to put forward some ideas for or against a topic. And you are scored in these important ways. First, grammatical accuracy and complexity. This means, are you writing correct sentences and are you using a range of grammatical structures, simple structures and more difficult structures. The next point is lexical sophistication and diversity. This is all to do with your vocabulary. Are you using correct words and a range of different vocabulary items? Third point is task relevance. This simply means, were you able to answer the question correctly? Fourth point, which I think is very interesting, is length. So for this task, like I mentioned earlier, you must write at least 50 words. But if you look here, you can see that length is a part of the scoring criteria. To me, this indicates that you should be trying to write as much as you can, as long as it stays coherent and cohesive. Even though 5 minutes is really short, it is long enough for you to write a full paragraph, and a full paragraph can be anywhere from 50 to 150 words. And the last one is fluency. Now, we normally think of fluency in terms of speaking, but in terms of writing, we can think of it as cohesion. That means, are you able to write your ideas smoothly in a logical order? That makes it easy to follow for the reader. This is what we consider as fluency in writing. As you can see, this question type is not easy at all. It tests your writing skills, your language and grammar knowledge, and also your thinking skills. And it's made especially difficult because you have to do all of that in just 5 minutes. I get a lot of questions on my Facebook group about this writing task, specifically to do with how to organize or how to structure your answer. So that's what we're going to do now. I have some couple tips to help you to answer this question logically and to make sure that you're able to get the best score you can get. So now let's take a look at these tips. So my first tip is really simple, but it's one that a lot of students struggle with, and it is simply to answer the question fully. So what does this mean? Well, firstly, let's quickly review what I showed you earlier. When you get your writing question, you will be asked to do one of these three things: either describe, recount, or make an argument. So it's quite important that you're able to recognize what type of writing you have to do. Now let's take a look at a couple examples. So let's say that this is your writing question. The question goes like this: a university plans to develop a new research center in your country. Some people want a center for business research, while others want a center for research in agriculture. Which of these two kinds of research centers would you recommend, and why? So based on this, do you think that you're going to have to describe, recount, or make an argument? Well, this is an example of a make an argument question. Basically, you have to choose one of the options, a business center or an agriculture center, and you have to say why you think so. That means you have to make an argument for one option. So while you're reading this question, you have to think quickly, which one do I think is better? And then I want you to think of 2 reasons why you think so. Those 2 reasons will be the main body of your essay. How about this question type here? It says, in general, people are living longer today. Discuss some of the implications of this phenomenon. Here, do you have to make an argument? Do you have to recount? Or do you have to describe? Well, here you're asked to describe the implications. You're not making an argument for something. You have to describe the implications of the fact that people are living longer. So here you need to think about either the effects or changes that this phenomenon, people are living longer, have on society. And you have to describe them. So for this, I think you should describe at least 2 implications and provide examples or further information to support your ideas. Here is the 3rd example. Films can tell us a lot about the country where they were made. What have you learned about another country from watching its movies? So is this an argument essay, a descriptive essay, or is it a recount? Well, as you've guessed, this is actually a recount because this essay prompt is asking you to talk about your experiences. What exactly have you learned about another country from its movies? So you're talking about your experience. To answer this question, you would pick one country and again, at least 2 things you have learned from its movies and provide examples of those things you've learned. So that was tip number 1. It is really important that you're able to quickly identify what type of writing you're being asked to do. Are you being asked to make an argument, describe something, or recount, which is to talk about your experience? It's important to be able to identify quickly because task relevance is part of the criteria and the way you write will change depending on the type of writing you're being asked to do. Okay, now let's take a look at tip number 2, which is how to organize your answer. So tip number 2 is by far the most important here, and it is organizing your answer. I think it's better to write this whole answer as one paragraph, and your paragraph should include an introduction, some supporting sentences, and a concluding sentence. You shouldn't forget that the Duolingo English Test is an academic English test. That's why lots of universities accept it. So these universities want to know that you're able to write in an academic and professional style. And being able to write a logical and correct paragraph is a part of this academic writing style. And these three features are key ingredients of a good paragraph. Okay, so what should you write in your introduction? Well, your introduction is simply a topic sentence. So what is a topic sentence? Well, it is the first sentence of a paragraph, and it tells the reader what the paragraph is about. This is really important because the reader needs to be able to understand very quickly what your whole paragraph is going to say. In addition to this, it will inform your supporting sentences. And your topic sentence states clearly your position or your opinion. This is particularly true in argumentative writing. So let's take a look at an example topic sentence. Let's say this is our question. Some people believe that they should keep all the money they earn and not pay tax to the state. Do you agree or disagree? So the first thing you need to recognize that in this question type, they want you to make an argument. Do you agree that people should keep all their money, or do you disagree? Your topic sentence for argumentative writing should state clearly your opinion. So this is what I wrote. I disagree with the statement that individuals should keep all the money they earn and not pay taxes for two main reasons. So, do you think this is a good topic sentence? I think it's pretty good for two reasons. Firstly, I told the reader exactly what the paragraph is about. Secondly, I gave my opinion right from the start, so it's very clear what I think. And thirdly, I included a controlling idea. The controlling idea part is for two main reasons. So why is this a controlling idea? Simply, the reader now expects that I will discuss two reasons to support my topic sentence. The controlling idea shows the reader exactly how my paragraph will be organized from now on. So this is an example topic sentence. Now let's take a look at supporting sentences. So what are supporting sentences? Well, they explain and they develop the topic sentence. They discuss the topic sentence by explaining the main ideas and discussing those more fully. Supporting sentences usually include reasons, examples, facts, results, statistics, or anything else that proves your ideas are true. So let me show you an example. My topic sentence for this essay is what we just discussed. I disagree with the statement that individuals should keep all the money they earn and not pay taxes for two main reasons. Okay, so that's my topic sentence. Now I need to support my topic sentence by discussing this topic and explaining my ideas fully. So my supporting sentence looks like this. First and foremost, taxpayer money collected by the government is used to fund basic amenities and public services, such as running water, schools, and hospitals. So my first supporting sentence is clearly related to my topic sentence, and it provides further information to support my topic sentence. You could also include some more information, just like this. It's important to remember that without taxpayer money, we would not have such basic services and our lives would be worse off as a result. So those were an example of a topic sentence and one supporting sentence. Usually in an essay you will have more than one supporting sentence. For the supporting sentences, it's really important to know that they should be related to your topic sentence. This provides unity to your paragraph and makes your ideas sound a lot more logical. So be careful and make sure that your topic sentence and supporting sentences are related. I've just shown you a small example, but when you do your real essay, you can include as many supporting sentences as you need. Okay, now let's take a look at the third point of a good paragraph, and that is the concluding sentence. For this writing task in the Duolingo English test, I believe it's important to include a concluding sentence. So what is a concluding sentence? Well, a concluding sentence does these three things. It is used to signal the end of the paragraph. It tells the reader the important points to remember. And importantly, it is often a paraphrase of the topic sentence. Your topic sentence and your concluding sentence should be closely related. For the same topic, this is my concluding sentence. In conclusion, even though many people argue that we should not pay taxes, based on the reasons discussed, I believe taxation is vital in order to maintain a high standard of living. Remember, in my topic sentence, I said that I disagree with the statement that people should not pay taxes. Here, in my concluding sentence, I basically say the same thing. And I said that taxation is vital in order to maintain a high standard of living. This is related to my supporting sentence, where I talked about the basic amenities that taxation provides. So as you can see, the concluding sentence is linked to the topic sentence and the supporting sentences. Okay, now let me put all of this together into one paragraph and show you how it's structured. In this paragraph, I've also included more supporting sentences, so we'll go through it together and I'll highlight some good points from this paragraph. I strongly disagree with the statement that individuals should not pay taxes to the state for two main reasons. First and foremost, taxpayer money collected by the government is used to fund basic amenities and public services, such as running water, schools, and hospitals. It's important to remember that without taxpayer money, we would not have access to such basic services, and our lives would be worse off as a result. Additionally, taxes help stabilize the economy. Through taxes, the government is able to pay off debts and invest in the country, which, in turn, leads to a more stable and prosperous place to live. In conclusion, even though many people argue that we should not pay taxes, based on the reasons discussed, I believe taxation is vital in order to maintain a high standard of living. Okay, so I think this is a pretty good paragraph. It's not perfect, of course, but it's realistic to write a paragraph like this within 5 minutes. So now I'll go through some of the good points of this paragraph. Okay, so firstly, the introduction and topic sentence is clear, like I discussed earlier, and I stated my opinion clearly right at the start. I think this is important to do as one of the marking criteria was task relevance. So this task is asking, do I agree or do I disagree? In my topic sentence, I clearly answered that already by saying I strongly disagree. I also use transition words in this paragraph to signal to the reader when I'm moving on to a new idea. These transition words are the words in green here. So we had first and foremost. First and foremost signaled that I'm going to talk about my first idea and actually my most important idea. Additionally is used to signal that I will talk about another idea related to the topic. And in conclusion, of course, signals that I'm about to conclude my paragraph. It's important to use transition words like these when you're writing your paragraph. The third point I want to highlight is that I included 2 supporting ideas with additional information. These 2 supporting ideas are very closely related to my topic sentence, which is very important to do. The 2 ideas are underlined. The first one is to fund basic amenities and public services, and the second idea is to help stabilize the economy. In order to provide more information to my supporting ideas, I provided examples, things like running water, schools and hospitals. and I discuss the implications, which in turn leads to a more stable and prosperous place to live. And the fourth good point is that I included a concluding sentence which summarized my topic sentence and was closely linked to my supporting ideas. Remember to include a concluding sentence when you're doing your paragraph. This video was all about the best way you can organize and structure your writing for this writing task. This task is particularly difficult, but if you have a structure in mind and you know how to write a good paragraph, that will make your life so much easier. And before you take the Duolingo English test, make sure you practice this type of writing really often and give yourself just 5 minutes to do so. Don't forget, you need to include a topic sentence, supporting sentences which are related to your topic sentence, and a concluding sentence as well. I'm going to make more videos on writing for this Duolingo English test soon. So if you want that, please write yes below in the comments or give me some ideas of things I can make videos about. And that's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.